so that's what he would have said.
Is the NTSB involved with them? Because that's when you really get
There's
muzzled.
no injury, well,
No.
unless there's an injury.
I don't-
No, it
It's
depends.
really gets involved in an injury.
I don't think any of that, I
No,
don't think any of
it
those
varies.
had,
Injury, they have to be involved, but
Right.
they could be,
well,
mainline accident,
it has to be a serious injury.
Yeah, I haven't
Fatality,
heard
they
that.
have to be involved.
Fatality, they have to be involved.
Serious injury.
oh, just, I'm sorry, that's right.
Fatality, yeah, it's.
Yeah, but
bumps
they
and
sometimes
bruises.
will get involved with no injuries
Right.
if it looks like, hey, this could have been a disaster.
Right,
Which is
and they're.
a derailment on the main line with passengers on a train. That's always something that raises antenna.
Right. One of the things they're also looking for is situations where if we investigate this, we can come up with findings that are going to
Yes.
help other places.
Like PTC's a mistake.
Yeah,
No, I don't know.
yeah, you know, this looks like a prototype case of,
Yeah, I know. Well,
of somebody not
wonder.
seeing a signal. We should investigate it.
Right.
Yeah.
Did they say what the cause of that last derailment was?
No.
They never, it was never.
It's still. I think
It takes a long time. It takes like almost a year before they announce it, and then
Yeah.
you forgot which one was that.
There is a, you know,
No,
there
it's
is
not-
there is a public transportation safety board that's run by the State Department of Transportation, and there are more reports filed by that body. So if you can catch them, if you make sure and are diligent about looking at their website, you can sometimes get a pretty good report about what happened, and pretty thorough report.
When did they
But
get more
that-
people?
They don't have many people.
Oh, no, because we had them at PCAC meeting 2-3 years ago,
Yeah,
and all they were
yeah.
saying was like, we're like 2 years behind on doing our annual reports because we don't have any people,
Oh,
we don't
yeah.
have any investigators, it's like, why are you people even here?
Right,
Yeah.
right. And they're largely in that same place, but they do continue to file reports on accidents.
Because I remember looking.
Look on their website, and you can find some of the reports on accidents. But it takes a while. It's I mean, NTSB is a year basically.
Oh, yeah.
But is there any
Yeah.
was there a reassurance that the railroad is safe? The 3 derailments makes people think that there's a systematic problem, and I haven't,
Yeah.
I should have said something to him. I did need an email anyway with other board members, people, and I said it would be good to see something in a few weeks, some reassurance that these accidents, whatever, are not some systematic problem.
Yeah.
But I understand that safety board, it takes a long time to get an official thing, but I think people need some reassurance.
Yeah.
Well, they were all a little bit different too. You had the one basically in Herald that it was involved. I won't say it's a cause, but it involved an area where they had done some work over the weekend.
I know.
You had the one that was a diesel you had one that was in the yard in one yard, and then you had the one that was a diesel out of Jamaica. So they were all a little bit different. I mean,
But it could mean that inspections are not being done as that should be
I
done.
mean, it could be a
some-
larger,
or it could
overarching
mean,
problem.
Transit had a couple of derailments within months of each other.
Right.
And in the end, they really had nothing to do with one another. It didn't mean there was a systematic lack of
Right.
paying attention to things.
Right.
So, there was individual causes for each one, and they were unique, let's say.
Right.
So.
Or it could just be like the 2 suicides on Monday. They're just
Right.
just things that
Just happened.
happen. I mean,
Well, suicides happen like that. I don't know what the railroad's supposed to do about suicide.
Yeah.
It's something,
But, yeah.
but unfortunately, that's what happens. People get one
Yeah.
suicide because it results in more.
Alrighty, Long Island Railroad project update is,
I mean, we have a lot of projects wrapping up this fall. Double track is winding down this month, every weekend, there's outages, and you guys should know, so starting on Monday, the existing track,
yeah,
that's fully being replaced with concrete ties, so that everything will be new.
okay, so they've already switched over to the new track, or?
They're in
Or
the
in
process
the process,
of
okay.
upgrading the new track, and then now they're doing concrete ties in the old track.
Okay.
So that's gonna be wrapping up very shortly. Third track, that's gonna we have early construction underway. This fall, heavy construction starts with some big utility relocations, and then, by early next year, closing 2 of the crossings, Colbert and Urban. Those will start first.
Nice.
And then some station work will happen like in car play station. It's design build, so they keep shifting of when they're gonna actually start and what, but it looks like some station work is gonna start in the corridor.
Okay, great. Right-of-way vegetation management, that's,
So Phil mentioned it, so, we were on like on a 6-year cycle, and we had, vendors every year, they were gonna do, let's say 1,000, whatever the amount
Yeah.
was, he's asking them to do a lot more, so we just hired a new additional vendor,
okay.
and he's expediting doing more than what we did before.
Okay,
And not
great.
just with trimming, but also trimming more aggressively, like going to the property lines, and, before there was a lot of residential complaints about keep my buffer, so we were trying to be more cognizant, but there's too many incidents that we can't afford to do that anymore. So now they're being very aggressive.
Well, a few years back, I don't know who you had, but it was like a scorched earth policy. I mean, they took everything back.
Well-
I mean, they took everything back to the property lines.
We're
It was like-
going
And I guess
back-
that's when you got the
We've
complaints.
been doing that actually the last year or so, but we're doing a lot more of it, so. So actually, right now, they're on the Montauk branch at least, so.
Okay, that's it for new business, old business, the second track project update you just gave us. And update on operational issues affecting on-time performance.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah, Phil talked about that. So is there anybody have anything else they want to put on the table? Or-
Anybody wants to, I don't know if there's anybody left in the room that wants this, but we've got we have the letter that's a response on the second track, if anyone wants to see that. We just got today, and,
Say motion.
Move to adjourn.
We have four members, I guess technically because,
yeah, we don't,
I guess technically now we need 5.
we need 5 now.
So-
We now need 5 for a quorum, so we did not have a quorum, we just have to approve the approved minutes in September,
Yep,
so.
all right then,
Okay.
Meeting adjourned.
meeting is adjourned.
So
Hector,
if
thank
you're
you for
gonna-
everything, sir.
So if you're gonna do that Thursday, the 13th, I won't be there.
Yeah, okay,
I'll call it.
there's nothing in stone, we just thought maybe that was the way to go. You want a copy of the letter?
I can,
And see this letter that we just got today.
He's always welcome.
It doesn't say much, but
well, if you make it,
This is just the finalizing what? Second track list?
Just let him know, I wasn't trying to be rude, I said, well, it's 5:30,
yeah, please take that.
I mean, I was glad he spent the whole hour with us, I thought that was
Yeah,
so
fantastic.
Bill, if you do the week
I just
before, the
asked
week
Paul.
after, I can.
I want
Okay,
to,
that
I
weekend
find out
definitely
Ron
no.
Conco, I just told
Yeah,
you.
well,
I'll be-
yeah, I mean, the week before,
Ira.
the week before we have PCAC
So you wanna
on
be the new
Thursday.
judge on people's court development?
Well, I gotta get some experience in civil court. Yeah, it pays much more. I mean, it's like,
Pays much more. You get $7 million a year.
yeah, it's absurd, isn't it?
Yeah,
Ridiculous. For 8 days a month?
yeah.
You know what I
She
do?
lives in Miami.
I
What's
do
up?
it for 1 year and that would be the end of it. I quit. I just quit. It's not right. It's not worth doing. Once you make that much money, what can you do with what do you do with that kind of money?
She
What
has a
do you
house,
do?
she's got a house in Connecticut, she's got a house.
I can only
An
live.
apartment in New York,
one.
live in
I can
one
only
house
live in
in
one.
South
I'm one
Florida.
person. I don't need. I just wonder what people like. My house is already a little bit too big for me, and people think it's a small house. But it's like I'm a human being.
Well, I'll tell you, we shoot in Stamford.
Well, ma'am,
If you wanna come up and watch the show, you're more than welcome.
I don't want a house where I have to have hired staff maintain it. It's already bad enough as it is.
well,
If you wanna come up.
I already have someone coming and clean.
If you wanna come up and see it one day, you let me know.
Where? You come
Stanford.
to Stanford?
Well, who sends people to now? I know George.
I have to.
No,
No,
Marilyn
I want
Milian.
to take this.
long
Sorry?
gone.
No, Wapner's, no, he's been out for a while. Marilyn
Dead?
Milian.
Todd?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Marilyn Milian. She's great. Marilyn, I love Marilyn.
Yep.
No, she's, I love Marilyn.
Well, I'm sorry, we were planning to do a little bit more of an introduction today, but we sort of had a president drop in, so,
Yeah.
but,
Was it unplanned,
It's
yeah.
great that he was here too.
no, we sort of, yeah, no, I think he's really, he is committed to listening to us, and that's good after the last president, that's a good thing.
Yeah, he seems to want to really make some changes.
Yeah, I think he does, you know, a lot of it is, a lot of it is hard to do, you know, it's hard to turn stuff around, but, you know, see what he can accomplish. I mean, you know, he certainly is, you know, he hasn't been shy about addressing the problems. I mean, that's good.
That's the first thought.
Yeah, you know, you gotta admit you have a problem first.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then you can think, well, there's Rod. the new, I guess they're gonna use the same terminology, the vice president, senior vice president of operations.
Actually, there's a new,
For
I
what?
don't wanna say. No, actually, it's a new chief operating officer.
Oh, it's gonna be chief.
It's gonna be a new, well, he's acting that old position, but it's gonna be a new,
But-
everything a new,
When they reorganize, they'll.
and it's gonna be operations and engineering under this new chief operating officer.
Okay.
Right now, they're two different VPs.
Right, yeah.
Also, this kind of.
Yeah, I know, I know the VP of the engineering, you know, is the way, maintenance way person left earlier, so, yeah. it's- Okay, well, I've got some
Good night.
tech to pack up and then I'm gonna be out of here.